Ladies and gentlemen, what is up? Welcome back for another episode of the best, fastest growing real life small town podcast on the market. If you're new to the podcast, welcome. We're glad to have you. If you're here just because of our guest, I'm glad you're here and you're listening today. We appreciate your support. We're trying to create something good here. You know, there's a lot of bad stuff we can consume out there, a lot of bad stuff in entertainment. We're trying to create something good, something encouraging, something real, not polished, no phony filters applied here. This is real life, but we also want it to be entertaining at the same time. So if you find us to be your cup of tea, you know what to do. Hit like, follow, subscribe wherever you're listening or watching. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok for episode previews, behind the scene pictures, funny reels, all that good stuff. It's really worth your follow. I promise you that. We got something special for you today. This is not going to be your normal episode. From the very beginning, I knew this one was going to be a little bit different. As our humble podcast begins to grow, it starts popping up more and more. That's how algorithms work in people's searches and people's feeds and recommendations and things like that to more and more potential listeners and viewers and followers and stuff like that. But being noticed more easily also brings more spam and it brings more scams. Okay. You wouldn't believe the number of foreign companies that actually want to help me, little old me, help me edit, produce, and promote my podcast for a nominal fee, of course. Hopefully they're laughing at that. Hopefully that one lands. So as email requests come in, I got to examine them one by one. And every once in a while, one of those is the real deal, a legit company. Would you believe it or not? So after some research, I verified that Burning Ground Entertainment is a legit company based out of good old Nashville, Tennessee. Who doesn't love Nashville? You know, the hotbed of country music in the United States. And they got a rising star who is showcasing her talent all over the country and just so happens to be coming through the Cedar Valley late in August. But today, we got her. She's here. Well, not in studio, but we got her on Zoom for this one, okay? So part one of her episode is going to be like this on Zoom, and our goal is to shine a spotlight on her music, on her accomplishments so far in her young career. But for part two, we're going to record in person as she travels through our great state, performing for all of you country pop music fans. I think it's country pop or pop country,
Whichever way you want to put it.
Okay, I like that. I like country pop, I guess. So let me introduce you to one of the fastest rising stars out there. This is a talented musician who Keith Urban said is going to do great things. I quoted him on that. Yeah, I just no, I didn't interview him, but he was quoted as saying that.
Next week.
Yeah. With a couple million streams of her music on Spotify alone, I'd say she's well on her way to doing great things. Through effortless vocal abilities, prolific songwriting, and a warm disposition, her vibrance is undeniable and her talent is unparalleled. Already turning industry heads, this Aussie is collaborating with iconic artists and honing in her craft in the United States. Her 2024 debut album, Old Enough to Know Better, has got a list behind it. Number 5 highest selling Australian country album in 2024. Number 1 Australian country albums chart. Number 6 all genre. It led to a Country Town Awards 2025 Album of the Year nomination and Queensland Music Award nomination as well. She's been busy this year so far, opening for Orianthe in her Australian tour last January, performing in Vegas back in February, and again, coming up, I checked her schedule, she's all over the place. Opening for Robin Ford's tour in Australia and headlining her own Australia tour back in March. Now she's touring all over the United States with her new song, Me, Myself, and Wine. If you want to watch her perform live, you can do that August 29th at the Q Casino and Resort right here in Dubuque, Iowa. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you rising country star, Lily Grace. What is up?
What is up, Bob? It is so good to be here. Thank you for the wonderful introduction.
You're welcome. Could you believe I had one comment in one of our biggest episodes said that your intros take too long? And it's like, dude, I try and hype my guests up, make them feel special.
I tell you what, when I wake up in the morning, I need to get rid of my regular alarm clock and just call you and have an introduction like that. I think that would just...
I will make you want to get up and tackle the day for sure. Absolutely. Man, well, you guys can hear that, right? The audio, you can hear she is full-bred Aussie. You can tell by the accent. Oh, man. Yeah, I moved up here from Louisiana, and I had a Cajun accent when I was 13. And that first summer, they said, you got to slow down. We can't even understand you.
Right,
So when
that's me
another,
over here.
I love hearing other people's accents. It reminds me of that for sure. So, Well, I probably gave all the good stuff away, but let's just kind of briefly, let's just tell the audience if they don't know who you are, tell us a little bit about yourself, family, career, hobbies, interests, some of that stuff real quick.
Yeah, so I'm a country artist from way down south on the Australian East Coast. I come from a little beach town. I grew up surfing, doing lifeguard, life saving. I have been doing music my whole life, and it's kind of been my childhood dream to move to Nashville and pursue that professionally. And I officially took that leap about 6 months ago, and now can call Nashville Music City my home, which is the coolest thing that I get to do. But I make country pop music. I've been doing it since I was little, kind of started out busking at the local markets, local shopping centers, and from there worked my way up to clubs, bars, and then my own ticketed shows, which is what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
But I'm just having a great time pouring myself into it and just running after this little country music dream every single day.
Cool. Yeah, a lot of people don't get to that point. They're they have the dream, they want to do it, but I mean, you're there, you're at the capital right now trying to make it happen and yeah, it's pretty cool to see. A lot of people they kind of lose I don't know. I don't know how to say it. They don't lose the drive, but they just can never take that last leap to really get there and do what you're doing. So that's pretty cool.
Thank you.
What do you like to do in free time?
Oof. Write
You
songs.
Okay, yeah, so you don't have any really because that's what you do.
No, I again I was saying I come from a beach town, so I'm kind of a fish out of water here, Bubba. I tell you that because back home it's beach day, it's tanning, it's let's go in the ocean and go snorkeling, and obviously living in Nashville has been a big shift in that respect. There's no beach that's a 20-minute drive from my house anymore, so I'm still finding my new hobbies here, and for me that's appreciating different genres of music at the moment. I'm trying
Okay.
to go to jazz places and try and explore that kind of music. I'm finding my friends and my circle here and just I guess finding new interest at the moment too in that whole journey. So for
Sure.
me, like moving to America has been a big shift, obviously geographically, and my family are back home and that's a big shift, but also just moving to a new city, even you'd know this, coming from where you were saying, it's finding your new local coffee shop, it's finding your, new local favorite spot to hang out. So
Yeah.
at the moment it's just a phase of, pouring myself into that and just exploring new things and finding out what I do like.
Sure. Sure. Yeah, I mean, you might have to go south or southeast, but you can find a beach. You just got to drive
Yes.
far enough.
Yes. A
But the
little longer than 20 minutes.
they'd probably look a little funny if you pulled your surfboard out and started doing that. But hey, do what you got to do. So where does the passion for music come from? You said you were always interested in it, but is there more to it than that? Can you go back as like a kid? Did you have someone you looked up to? Did someone inspire you, or were you just you always knew you had a voice and you wanted to use it?
It has been the most interesting journey, and I feel like just seeing how this all unfolded has such a fascinating thing. I started loving dance and singing when I was like 10, 12 years old. And at the time, my hero was my singing teacher. I was like, Mom, I want singing lessons. And she played at local cafes. And I was like, oh my gosh, if I could just play at a cafe and sing to people, I've
You'd
made
be
it. Like, I
happy?
don't need to do anything else with my life. And for me, that was my initial goal. And I got to that and I was like, wow, this is so cool. And now I want to learn how to write a song. And now I want to, grow my craft. And now I
Hmm.
want to do this. My mum comes from the country music capital of Australia, Tamworth, which is kind of like, I guess, a smaller version of Nashville in Australia. And they have a big country music festival there. So I went down for my first Tamworth when I was 12 and was busking on the streets at the festival. And I think that's kind of where I caught the bug for country music, just being a part of this rich, crazy country music community. It really drew me in. And ever since, and now it's just all I do, all I think about, and all I dream of doing. So I just feel thankful to be in, a line of work that really does light me up.
Oh man, yeah, they say if you do something you love, you'll never work a day in your life.
It feels that way, and I'm so very thankful.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Okay, you're using a term in there. You've used it a couple times, and us Midwesterners, we don't know when you say was it is it busking? Bus?
Busking?
Yeah, what is that?
Okay, so busking in, let's just say professionally put, begging for money. So you you're like singing on a street corner and you bring your speaker, bring your guitar, and you have a guitar case open in front of you.
There you go.
And
Okay.
people like give you tips if they want to. So that was me when I was little. I was just every little street corner at the markets. I had my little guitar case open and I was singing songs with people as they walked past. Humbling gig, I can tell you that, because a lot of people walk on past or it can be a really slow day. But
Like they don't even look at you sometimes?
oh, completely. My I
Oh,
got thick skin from doing that, and I'm glad I did to this day because I, have so much more self-confidence because of it. But a journey, I think.
You're onto something then, because I don't have thick skin. Most people
Okay.
that know me say, "Yeah, you should be a pastor," and I'm like, I don't have. If one mean comment in the YouTube comment section comes through, like I'm crushed. It's like,
Really?
so that's
Okay.
what I need to do. I need to do some like street preaching and
You
have
should go
people just,
busking together.
yeah, you do the music, I'll lead them to the Lord, and the people that you can just tell me, Bubba, it's okay. He didn't look at you. He didn't. It's okay. You're still worth. I need that positive reinforcement, I guess. Okay,
Yeah.
you mentioned community. You said you were part of that community. To me, we moved around a lot when I was a kid before finally landing in Iowa. And that always made me like the quiet kid, the shy kid, because when you start over multiple times in a new city, new school, whatever, you learn to just be introverted, I guess, is what happened to me. So moving from Australia to Nashville, was it easy to make a new community? Were there friends available, or is that industry like hard to make friends in, or give the listeners kind of a peek behind the curtain what it's like to develop a community there?
Sure. Nashville, I think, is probably the best city I could have moved to as
Yeah.
someone coming from the other side of the world. The thing about Nashville is it's such a passionate city in the music community. Everyone is here is chasing a dream. Everyone
Hmm.
here is trying to be a songwriter, be an artist manager, and they're just here to support each other and do what they can to make that happen for themselves. And I think because so many people are moving here to do that and share this dream, there's definitely like a point to bond over that. I'm still totally building my community here. And I think for me, like I've got such a beautiful support system back home. And for me, it's comparing to, the whole life I've had for my entire life compared to somewhere I've been living for 6 months officially. So even though I'm still finding people here, I'm still in that journey of finding my people, I think. And I have a strong little circle of friends. But I think it's a really special thing that I get to pour myself into that too, because it's a chance to have people who love you in two places and to love on people and
Hmm.
learn about different cultures. And I just think that's the coolest thing that you get to do is hear
Sure.
about where people come from. And for me, I mean, you're from some faraway place to me because I come from so far away. And just learning about that, I think, is a really special thing.
Sure. Sure. Oh, I'm sure people are interested when you're probably not the typical voice that they hear
Oh
in
no.
Nashville. So you kind of stick out a little bit, which is probably good, probably really good. Catches people's eyes or ears, I guess.
We
Uh,
always joke the first thing people say to me when I start speaking is, "Oh my gosh, where are you from?" And the second thing is, "My sister's cousin's brother's boyfriend once went to Australia." I'm like, "No way. You're kidding."
really? Someone visited Australia?
It's so
Yeah.
funny. I love
Or that
it.
or that's like, when they say, "Oh, I know so and so." Do you know that it's like, well, it's a
Of course
pretty
I
big continent,
do.
No, yeah, yeah, we all know each other. Cause yeah, all I'm thinking of right now is like for King and Country, and they just had a movie, Unsung Hero, come
Yeah.
out a couple years ago talking about their move and all that stuff. And yeah, you sound just like them. That's all I'm thinking about right now.
Awesome.
Okay. Do you have a favorite musician? Is there someone you look up to?
Oh, I look up to a lot of people for different reasons. At the moment, someone I'm loving is Dylan Marlowe. He's kind of just come onto the scene recently, but I just am loving what he's doing musically. I think it's really awesome. I feel like he's pushing the boundaries a little bit in that like modern country pop, country rock fusion lane. So I think he's really great.
Cool, cool. I was blown away. I did one of those things for my wife last year where you have a song wrote about her. And
Oh,
so
did you really?
there's a lot of artists, and you get to choose. I think it's through another company. We're not going to mention them because they're not on the podcast, but you go through them. They ask you a ton of questions. They get to know you, why you want to write the song, your relationship, whatever, all that stuff. And then you get to choose the artist. And so I found a guy, I'm pretty sure he's in Nashville, and he had a cowboy hat on. My wife loves country music. So I was like, oh, this guy's got to be the guy. So I picked him, and he wrote the song that, like, it's as if he knew us so well
Wow.
based on the information. I just thought there's tons of artists in Nashville competing, trying to get noticed, and then, doing these things on the side. And it's just, I mean, if you're not busking, you got to be hustling another way. And yeah, it's,
What a special thing to do. That's wonderful for you
it
guys.
is. It
Wow.
is. It was really great. Well, let's go down under. Let's talk about Australia. Let's talk about your award. Was that good? Did that sound good?
That was
No.
great.
Okay.
Amazing accent.
Let's talk about kind of how it started there and awards and accomplishments and eventually leading up to your decision to move to good old Nashville.
Yeah, I feel very, very thankful for the Australian scene and support of that community because that's the whole reason I'm here, really,
Yeah.
is them buying my album, them coming to my shows, and
Mhm.
the Australian industry getting behind my music. Yeah, country music is definitely growing in Australia, and that's a super
Okay.
special thing. But for me, again, I started in that cover scene, then kind of progressing into writing my own material. I was really lucky. I got to release my debut single with a guy named James Blundell, who is a really big Australian artist. He's a platinum artist back home.
Oh boy.
And this crazy opportunity came up, and I got to release my first song ever with him, which is, it just doesn't happen. And I am so thankful to him and his family. They are like my family. That did some great things for my career back home and kind of
Mhm.
put me in the map in country music a little bit.
Mhm.
And from there, backed it up with more releases, did the whole thing. I started taking trips to Nashville with this producer that I met who's producing all my songs. And he was Australian but lived in Nashville. So I was coming over here to just record some music, to meet people, to write some songs. And the first time I ever came to Nashville, it's like Disneyland for musicians, Disneyland for anyone in country music. I'm like, there's music everywhere all day. Everyone loves music. It is just this radiant scene. And for me, I was like, I need to be here. Like, I love it. I feel so inspired. I just love that there's so much opportunity for growth. I feel this is a city a lot of people come to just be the best they can be at what they're doing. And it's, surrounding yourself with that, circle of people who are going to push you to do so. And, by other talent, it's so competitive. I find for me, that's an inspiring thing to, champion on going. But yeah, I got my visa in November and I officially relocated 6 months ago. So Nashville's now my home. I'm a Nashville-based artist, but still totally appreciate everything Australia has done and can't wait to get back and play some shows for them too.
Cool. What I mean, when you get back, have you like have you gone back and visited, or have you been here for the whole 6 months?
It was so funny. I came here for like 2 months and then I had this really cool tour opportunity with a guy named Robin Ford. So I went back pretty much 2 months after moving here. It was like I'm here, then I'm gone.
Yeah.
Went back for a whole month in my headline tour. But when I say I went back, I spent one day at my house when I was there. The rest of it, I was out touring. So it wasn't really like I was returning to my friends and family.
Yeah.
But that's just the beauty of being a country artist. You're in a million places at once. It's always fun.
Sure. Sure. Oh man. What would you say was the biggest, or what hit you the most as far as culture differences between Australia, Nashville?
Something that's kind of niche is sarcasm. I am a really sarcastic person and I
Okay.
always make sarcastic jokes. And there are totally some people that really understand it, but I think culturally, like that's just our senses of humor that are kind of different. And I'll make comments and people think I'm evil. Then I'm like, you're so mean. I'm like, no, I'm being sarcastic, I swear, which is always funny. But
Oh
uh,
man.
yeah,
I totally get that. I because that's my humor. I like a dry sense of humor. I like sarcasm. It's kind of in my wife's side of the family is probably where I picked it up the most. But
sure.
I think it's in our facial expression. If they can't tell that we're being sarcastic, it comes off like that. It does.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so somehow, yeah, you instantly got to smile or let them know. Or if
Guys, it's
you're
a joke. I
yeah,
swear.
if your circle's this big, your circle of friends is that big, then they all know you and they just, oh, that's just Lily. They know. And it's best if it's a give and take as well. I mean, I don't know how people make each other laugh without sarcasm. I really don't.
Sad, sad times.
And it keeps you sharp because you got to think in order for it to be good sarcasm, you got to think.
No wonder we're so intelligent, Bubba.
That's right. Come on, guys. Catch up with us. Okay. So let's talk about goals. If we're talking, I mean, I guess I don't want to just say in-game goals. Maybe you've got different things you want to hit along the way or whatever, but what's the goal? If you could look back and say, this is how my career worked out, how did it work out? What's it look like?
My goal is to build a community of people who support and love my music and have a community of people that can support each other within that. I feel my job as an artist is to be as authentic and relatable in my songs I'm writing. So at the moment, it's just pushing for that in the writing room and trying to put out really what I am going through or what I want to say, because that's what is ultimately going to connect with people. So for me, it's building my touring, going out and meeting people face to face and building those one-on-one connections and just build a community of people around that for sure.
Sure. Oh, I think I think you're spot on, 100%. People today, no matter what, whether you're in the music industry, whether you're an influencer on social media,
Mhm.
what people are craving, just people being authentic. That's it. Real life, the real stuff. People are drawn to that. They want to experience that. That's been my experience anyway. That's what people are craving today is genuine people being real with them, open, honest, genuine. That
Absolutely.
what you're saying, it was kind of depicted in one of my favorite movies of all time. I Can Only Imagine. Bart Millard, Mercy Me, writes this. He's trying to break into the music industry, and there's a scene in the movie where the Nashville talent agent, the big guy, I think it's Trace Atkins, is playing this guy, and big commanding voice, and he tells him, he's like, you got to put your heart into it. He goes, you're singing good songs, some of it's Christian hymns, some of it's other stuff. He goes, but people want to know what's inside. If you can let that out,
Mm.
then you're probably on your way. And it sounds like that's what you're saying. You want to be real with people, authentic with people, sing from your heart, and that's going to draw the loyal people, the people that want to consume that, hear that, and they're going to stick with you. That's good.
I sure hope.
Um,
Thank you, Bubba.
let's go fantasy for a minute. Let's say you're done, the career's over. Where, I mean, are you wanting like, are you wanting the mansion? Are you wanting the I don't know, what'd you say, platinum? That's like the highest selling, right? That's so
Well, yeah.
you want to be like top of the top type thing, rich, famous, all that stuff. Do you envision that, or are you seeing the step right in front of you, kind of building the community, just having fun with the process kind of thing?
I mean, I totally have long-term goals and would love to take this as far as I can.
Yeah.
Um, but I definitely have short-term goals that I'm working towards at the moment. Ultimately, I'm loving the States, but I'd love the opportunity to also be able to have my family here at some times and also to go back and see my family more often
Hmm.
and stuff like that too, because they are my rocks, my people
Sure.
completely. But for us at the moment, we're focusing on touring and building everything here in the States. So for us, that is going to all these new towns, meeting all these new people, and making a bunch of American friends because I'm so new. We need to make friends and connect with everyone, which is lovely. But I'm just trying to enjoy the ride and the journey of this too, because I know it's super special. I've really just, upped my life from a small town in Australia to
Yeah.
Music City in America. And that's a cool thing. Although we have goals and we're striving towards it, I'm just trying to be present and make the most of the time. Because I know this is a season for me to find new people, finding a new city and exploring it. I'm just trying to make the most of that as well, Bubba.
That's a great answer. Great
Yeah.
answer. Any young artists that are listening, younger than Lily, I guess, that's the right answer. Man, be present in it, enjoy the process. Don't take any of it for granted. I'm sure there's highs and lows and times where you probably feel like, man, I don't have enough energy. I need a break, all that stuff. But enjoy the whole thing. Never take it for granted. That's awesome. I love it. Okay, so I checked your calendar and I saw you've been all over the place, Vegas and you're Kentucky and just you're moving all over the place. At some point it looks like you're kind of traveling in a pattern and then next thing you know, you're way and it's just like, nah, she's all over the place, man. So you're coming through little old Iowa, and Iowans love their country music. I'm not gonna lie. It's
Mhm.
the most of the people I'm around all the time at work, that's their thing. So I kind of want to make sure you're prepared. Do you have any preconceived notions about the culture in Iowa?
All I've heard is everyone who comes from there loves it. So I have no idea what to expect. We've been touring around and trying all these new things. We went to West Virginia recently and they
Hmm.
put us onto pepperoni rolls, which is their thing. Coming up, we're going to California. I meant to try In-N-Out for the first time. And
Oh yeah.
I am just trying to pull myself into the culture. So I would love to know too, like, what are your,
Okay.
local staples? What is
Okay.
Iowa? Yeah.
So from talking with your management, oh, that sounded cool. Yeah, I was talking with your management a few months
Oh.
ago. Uh, we were kind of she was telling me kind of the map of how you're going to get through the state and when you're going to be coming through here and how we were going to line up your in-person part of the episode. So at that time, I'm hoping, I guess I'm not 100% sure, but our sweet corn season is just starting.
Oh,
So as you drive through these towns and I'm sure you will see them if you're looking around when you're traveling through, you'll see a pickup truck in a parking lot or just at the end of a farmer's driveway or something. And it'll be the pickup bed is just filled with this sweet corn and you pay, it used to be $2 a dozen. Now it's like $7 a dozen. It's insane. But
okay.
sweet corn. You pull the husk off, you take all
Like
the
corn on a cob.
yeah, it's corn on the cob, and
Okay.
it's down to that, but you can't see the corn yet. It's still in the husk, and so
Uh-huh.
you gotta pull the husk off. It's got this really fine, like silky hair. I think they call it silk.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but and you take that off, and then you just boil it, and you put salt and butter on that, and I'm telling you, it will. I don't know. I'm trying to think of something
The
close.
best sweet corn out there is in Iowa.
It is. I mean, it'll make you slap a kangaroo. That's what I was looking for, something similar like that.
Do you guys have like sweet corn recipes that are like signature to Iowa?
No, not real. It's literally. I mean, you can like some people grill it and then they get fancy with it or things like that. But the most common way to do it is just get yourself a dozen, get a pot of boiling water. Once you get it all husked or whatever, you boil it. That's it, and that's all you need is salt and butter because the
Wow.
corn is so sweet, and then you've got the saltiness on it and the creaminess of the butter. It's even a little girl like yourself, you will mow down two or three whole ears of corn. I promise
You're
you.
gonna love this corn like nothing else.
Yeah, yeah. It's what I was known for, really. Other than that, like at this time, yeah, we're not. We're kind of Iowa's like the center of the country. So it's the last to be influenced by anything in culture, good or bad. It's the last to like work its way in from the coasts. So Iowa's just I think a lot of our like state representatives and senators, they use the term Iowa nice. Of course, not everybody in Iowa is nice, but in general, it's kind of like stepping back in time a little bit. If you're broken down on the side of the road, someone might probably stop and help you, and they're not going to be some raving lunatic or, you know, anything
Always a
like that.
bonus.
So,
I have a
yeah,
question. So again, Australian. Coming from American movies, just what I've seen on TV, which is really my influence at the moment because I'm so new.
okay.
During like the Halloween season and stuff like that, you guys have like mazes of corn and stuff. Is that
Yep.
a real life thing in
Yeah.
Iowa as well? Do you have scarecrows and stuff like that too?
Yeah. Yeah, you don't see a lot of scarecrows for that purpose, like to
Okay.
actually scare off. A lot of scarecrows, if you happen to see a scarecrow, it's probably in like a normal person's garden.
Okay.
There's no point in putting a scarecrow out in a farmer's field when he's got, hundreds of acres. No,
Fair.
you're going to see it in somebody who's growing their own sweet corn, their own peppers, their own tomatoes. They'll put a
Mhm.
scarecrow up to keep the birds away and all that stuff. But the corn maze thing, yeah, as we get closer to Halloween, there's a couple like they're basically like Halloween theme parks,
That's
just
cool.
just farms. They're all they are is farms, and then they'll set up, hay rides and a corn maze and something like. And so you take your little kids and you do that for half a day, and yeah, it's like a Midwest
Wow.
country farm theme park, I guess.
I
Yeah.
need to come back in October.
Yep, yep. Before I moved up, when I was 13, and they said we're moving to Iowa, as a 13-year-old, your world is just this big. That's it. And so when you hear Iowa, all you think of is corn. That's it. So I didn't think about cities. I thought Iowa has no cities. It's all farm ground, and just houses all spread out. And, I had never heard another area code at that point. So when you're a kid, you don't know anything.
No.
But yeah, you probably, I hope you leave the state and have a good opinion of it, especially if you try some sweet corn. I'm sure, hopefully somebody gives you some sweet corn
Yes. I
because
should put that in my rider for the venue. What do you
yes.
sweet corn?
Yeah, say I want this in my green room because Bubba with the What Is Up podcast said I have to experience this.
I'll do just that. I'll do just that.
Absolutely. I like it. I like it. All
Cool.
right. So if people like what they've heard so far and they're intrigued and they're heading over to buy tickets right now, we don't want them to wait that long. So how can people find you, connect with you on social media, websites, stuff like that? Why don't you tell us that?
My tag across social media is Lily Grace Live, Lily Grace Live. For the most recent updates, my website is the best place, www.lilygracelive.com. My tour schedule's there, my newsletter sign up is there, and that's the best place to go.
Cool. Yeah, I'll try and include all that stuff in the show notes for
That'd be
everyone wherever
wonderful.
they're
Thank you.
listening or watching and hopefully your management knows that when I make preview clips of this and really tease this episode that I'm going to tag you in social media because I imagine you don't handle all your own social media probably anymore. When people get big, somewhat big, they have someone
I
else
still
do it.
run it, but I have a little bit of help. I like to try and keep it my little space to still connect with people and
Good.
everything. But
Good.
social media is a full-time job, I tell you that.
Oh my goodness. It is. It is. And
Instagram.
and like I'm older, I guess, I'm 44 or about to be 44. So it's so foreign to me, but it is work. If you want to have it work for you, you have to work at it. And
You
so
do.
like find myself getting on and I'm just commenting on people's posts just so they can see me, just so they can connect with me. And then I notice, okay, I get some of those followers and stuff like that, but it's like it's a job. If you
Hmm.
want to grow your circle of influence, you have to spend time on social media.
Me
It's
too.
not just put the content out there and they just come from miles around. I mean, it helps putting out good content, but you got to work at it. It takes time. So hopefully one day I'm at your level and I got somebody helping me out with that too. But right now it's a family affair. I run stuff by my kids.
Love that.
It is. My wife makes our t-shirts. It's really a
That
family
is so
run.
sweet.
Yeah, it's great.
Oh.
But sometimes I hit the wall too. It's a bit much. I need a break. So
Sweet corn's good for that.
yeah. Hang on, somebody just opened the door. And if they talk, I don't wanna. Huh? Yeah, we're on. You wanna say hi? No? My wife,
Oh.
my wife, I tell you, my father-in-law used to make her sing on road trips when they were a kid, and she's just a little Reba McEntire.
My goodness.
All right, guys, that's going to do it for part one with rising country pop star Lily Grace. I hope her story, the things she shared, I hope it encouraged you, intrigued you, maybe even entertained you or enlightened you a little bit. She kind of let you in behind the scenes. Everyone's got a story to tell or an experience to share, and that's what we do here. We let people share what life has been like for them. But this is not the end of her episode. There's going to be a part two about a month from now. Not sure when this is going to release, but in a few weeks. And she will be in studio with us before her concert, August 29th at the Q Casino and Resort in Dubuque. So get your tickets now. They're available. Get over there. I know a lot of my friends, they like to go see live music, so I expect you to be there for sure. At that time, before she performs, we're going to get into her story, what it was like for her really kind of growing up. We may also have some fun. If we have time, we'll put her through a few segments, have some laughs, just so you can kind of get to know the real Lily Grace, know her personality a little bit more too, and see if we can't have some fun with that part of her episode. So you don't want to miss it. Be sure and come back when that releases. If you enjoyed this episode, share it with family and friends. What's the point? Lily and myself are trying to do something good. So if you like it, share it. What's the point of keeping it to yourself? Okay. Like, follow, subscribe, wherever you listen or watch podcasts, social media. That's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all that stuff. We got good reels on there. If you got questions or comments or you heard something here today, or maybe you want some What Is Up merch, you want one of these t-shirts that we got or something, just email me, whatisuppodcast@gmail.com. My wife, she'll hook you up. She does all that stuff. But if you need help with something or you want to talk deeper about anything, just reach out. I will respond and help any way that I can. I'll tell you this much. To play off Lily's album title, Old Enough to Know Better, one truth I've learned is we sure can make a mess of things, and we can make a lot of mistakes. But I promise you, there's one thing you'll never regret, and that's putting your faith in Jesus and having a real relationship with him. He's the only one on this entire planet that will never let you down. He'll be with you every step of the way through the ups and the downs, the good times and the bad. So if you haven't already, I encourage you, just give him a look. Just give him a look. What do you got to lose? Thank you guys so much for listening. So for me and my guest, Lily, Lord willing, we'll talk to you on the next one.
Bubba, thank you so much for having me on. This was so much fun. I feel enlightened to know about sweet corn. I can't wait to try it, and I can't wait to meet you guys in a month. So thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. It's been a pleasure. We'll see you in a month. All right.
Perfect.